This is Red Vitus, and welcome to my channel, where we focus on American-made watches and watch movements. Today, I have a Howard Watch Company pocket watch. Before we start working on it, let's see how it looks on the time grapher. This is the dial up position. Now we're in pendant up. This is pendant left. And pendant right. Next, I'll begin the servicing with removing the hands. My impressions of the time readings are mixed. In dial-up positions, it was running a little fast. The amplitude was good, although that was only approximate. The true amplitude, as measured by slow-motion video, was around 240. It also showed a lot of positional variation in the vertical, as much as 2 minutes fast to a little slow, depending on position. The biggest concern overall was the loss in amplitude going from horizontal to vertical. That's indicative that this watch is past due for servicing. Probably has old, dirty oil or pivots that need cleaning and polishing. But we'll get a closer look at that as we disassemble the watch. The watch is a Howard Series 0 16S pocket watch. It was certified for railroad service, with 5 adjustments for position and special adjustments for temperature. The finger bridges give the watch a semi-skeletonized appearance. Capsules are set in solid gold, and balance screws are gold as well. It has a steel escape wheel and Montgomery dial. All jeweled bearings are rubies, and pallet stones are sapphires. Metal surfaces have been given a mirror finish and chamfered, such as the case screws, bridge screws, regulator, and gooseneck spring. Take extra caution with the dial and hands. Aside from the watchmaker, those are the only parts that most people will ever see. Now we're removing the timing and setting components of the watch. This is the cannon pinion. Next, I'm removing the balance. The stud screw connects the hairspring to the balance cock. I loosen it to separate the balance. With the balance wheel removed, I move on to the gear train. The barrel jewel is set in the ratchet wheel. It would normally be on the bridge, but then that large jewel would be hidden. Disassembly is primarily for cleaning. Most parts require removal for adequate cleaning, but it also gives me an opportunity to inspect the parts. I look for bent pivots, cracked jewels, and broken wheel teeth. I also look for worn parts like jewels and bearings, and excess side shake and end shake on wheels. Sometimes I find evidence of issues with previous services. In this case, a hair on the underside of the barrel, soaked in oil. Also excess oil on the underside of the pillar plate. The timing issues in this watch were also caused by the work of a previous watchmaker, but I'll return to that later. Watch screws can sometimes be difficult to remove, especially the screws under the dial. I think that's because the setting components sometimes aren't disassembled during cleaning, and dirt builds up in between the threads. This lever spring wouldn't budge at first. I apply a drop of my lightest oil, followed by a drop of mineral spirits, let it sit for a few minutes to an hour, and that usually frees the screw up. In this case, it came off with only one try. Now here's the barrel. For a safety barrel, I rotate the pieces counterclockwise and pull apart. This disengages the spring from the barrel arbor. This design is often called a safety barrel because the spring barrel on the left is separate from the wheel on the right. This better isolates the train of wheels in the event of a spring breakage. Before reassembly, all parts are brush cleaned, then ultrasonic cleaned. A thorough examination of all the parts didn't reveal the underlying cause for the timing issues. I'll go ahead and clean the rest of the watch and assemble it and see what happens. Howard pocket watches were made by the Keystone Watch Case Company. They purchased the rights to the E. Howard Boston name in the early 1900s and made watches through about 1930. Most of their watches were in the 16 and 12 size varieties. I own several Howard pocket watches, all with their original factory cases. This is one of them, and it's the same grade as the one that I'm servicing in this video. It's a Series 0 watch and would have met railroad standards during its day. And it should keep excellent time, to within a few seconds. I'd like to return the watch to its original performance, or as close as I can manage. Now I'll begin the assembly, starting with the mainspring. The inner coil had opened up during servicing and wouldn't catch the hook on the arbor. I close it with a set of tweezers. To prevent over-tightening it and possibly breaking it, I use a screwdriver handle inserted in the middle. This one's wrapped with a shim. I hope you're enjoying this content so far, and I invite you to visit my channel and look for other pocket watch videos. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps keep the lights on. Assembling the setting works now. In a moment, I'll flip the pillar plate over and install the rest of the escapement. With every new watch, I focus on a different skill. On this watch, I took extra time to film some of the oiling steps that I usually don't show, making sure that I applied the right amount of oil, not too much. I apply a thixotropic oil to the face of the exit pallet. It helps the escapement run properly and improves amplitude. Now I'm cleaning and oiling the balance jewels. There are two jewels here, a hole jewel and a cap jewel. A drop of oil is placed on the cap jewel before inserting back into the balance. The balance began ticking right away, and the amplitude issues in the vertical also disappeared. But the vertical positions were still running somewhat fast, not as bad as before, about 20 to 30 seconds faster than the horizontal. So cleaning and oiling made a big difference, but that wasn't the whole picture. The regulator pins, shown on the left, have the hairspring running in between them. A previous watchmaker had bent the left or outermost pin inward. The pins should be straight and parallel, as they would have been when this watch was made. To resolve this, I used an oiler to bend that outermost pin by a barely perceptible amount, returning it close to its original position. The remaining gears translate the motion of the wheel train into hours and minutes. This little gear is for setting. This is the minute wheel. And the hour wheel with dial washer. Now I replace the dial in preparation for casing the watch. Retightening the 3 dial feet screws. With the watch cased, I'll give it a full wind, wait about an hour, and time the watch. Here are the results. The This is dial up, pendant up, pendant left, down, right, and dial down. These are the hands of the watch. This is the hour hand. A soft pusher presses it into place. Similarly with the minute hand and seconds hand. This is a fine timekeeper and a beautiful watch. I'll leave you with some closing images. This is Red Vitus. Thanks for tuning in.